Oh, thank you. So yes, it should be the kick start of today's session. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
All right, so we can.
Just sorry for the interruption. Okay, so do you have your rapporteur in hand so that we can you can have the report of the meeting?
You mean like the poster or something like that?
No, not the posters, not the flyer, like the whole report of the today's meeting. So that as soon as the meeting ends, at the end of this week or the next week, you will share the report with us, and we.
All right. Hi, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome everybody to our session. So today we are going to be talking a little bit more about sustainable consumption and also waste management. And first of all, greeting to everybody in the Zoom and who joining us through Uva as well. My name is Natawikom Pantuwong Pakdi, but you can also call me Kay. Joining me today, we also have Misume Murisa and Siripon, as well as Vaya. So we have a speaker from Thailand, we have a speaker from Zimbabwe, and also a speaker from Zambia. And we will be sharing, and hopefully you will find our session more interesting, very interesting, and also helpful to your work. Our work is basically we are trying to communicate about our works, about trying to link the university together with the cities in how university can assist cities in various ways. But today we will be focusing on the idea of sustainable consumption and waste management, and also with some examples from countries like Thailand and Zambia, and also in larger scale of Southeast Asia and also in Africa. So let me quickly share with you our slide so we can also show you a bit of our work. Let me begin by that. Give me 1 second. Hi to everybody who just joined us. All right. All right, everybody can see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So
yes, we can see the screen.
All right, sure. We are the EPIC N network, which is part of the global network educational partnership for innovation communities. And we are worldwide. Right now, we also have universities members in Asia, in Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean, as well as in the United States of America, where it's originated. So as you already know, part of our work is to push for the SDGs to make sure that we all can make sure that many countries can achieve the SDGs or try our best in order to make the world a better and more sustainable place as much as we can. Also, today we are going to be focusing on goal number 12, which is responsible consumption and production. And as you might know, that responsible consumption is not just about waste, but it's also management, as well as procurement and also knowledge on sustainability. So it's very important that we understand that even though we are trying to push for responsible consumption and production, it's impossible to just do one SDG by itself. SDGs, there are 17 goals, and in order to achieve sustainable consumption, we have to push for other agenda, we have to push for other goal all at once on the same time. So it's impossible for us to just have responsible consumption without concerning about the climate, or have better city management or good infrastructure. And in many countries, including those in Asia and in Africa, people who are suffering the most and people who I would say, like contribute to a lot of waste and problem with waste are those people who are suffering from poverty, or also people who might be having problem with hunger. Zero hunger, obviously, is not just having enough food to eat, but we can also talk about sustainable food production and food security, which are also very important for responsible consumption and production. So why is it very important? As you might already know, that with rapid urbanization, more and more people are currently also moving to the cities In some countries, like what we are experiencing right now in Thailand or some other Asian country, we might be facing population decline in the near future. However, the number of people living in the cities will keep on growing, and this become a concern in order, especially for consumption and in recycling and also waste management. Waste generation is increasing both in volume and composition. Waste management practice is also another themes that we must be focusing on. Obviously, technology and infrastructure, many universities, many institutions across the world are trying to push for better technologies and infrastructures. So obviously, in many countries, we still have open dumping and open burning of waste. In fact, in Thailand, at the moment, right now, we are facing problem of air pollution. PM 2.5 is extremely high, and part of it is due to open burning in addition to climate change, and that have to change as soon as possible because it is a problem and it's contributing to a lot of problem, especially health of the people within the country, and many people are suffering as well. Waste governance, we also have to think about the institution, policy, regulation as well. These are some of the factors that also contribute to sustainable consumption. Last but not least, we also have to think about the perception of sustainable consumption and waste management. No point of having great institution, amazing policy and regulation, but the people are not on board with us. So we also have to link our work with people who are working in social science, communication, in order to get more people on board. And that's where educational institutions might come into play. And we, as network of cities and educational institutions, we believe that we can play a larger part in order to make the world more sustainable place. So for example, in Thailand, we are trying to push for the agenda called BCGs, circular economy, bioeconomy, and green economies. And all this agenda economics development model won't be able to be successful without the help from experts across the disciplines around the world or around the countries, the knowledge that can contribute, the knowledge and the work of students who can come into play in order to push for more circular economy, green economy, and bioeconomy. So having given you a little bit about the background, let me introduce a little bit about our network. So we are EPIC-N, Educational Partnership for Innovation in Communities Network. And we have the things called EPIC model, which is a unique large-scale matching of local issues and existing causes. So we believe that cities, many cities across the world might have constrained capacities, limited resources to access new knowledge, and many cities are very risk averse. On the other hand, universities have access capacities, unlimited access to knowledge, and also very innovation seeking. So if we can link these two together, it can contribute a lot to the development, sustainable development, and sustainable consumption. What if we can connect existing university instruction, existing courses, and I want to emphasize existing courses and existing local projects at a scale that magnifies value for all, something that we really, really push and we want to happen in the near future for a sustainable future. So the EPIC model is scale for impact. So basically, let me recap very quickly. Existing community project, existing faculties and courses, multiple disciplines, greater scale is something that we can achieve win-win standard. So element one of the EPIC model is we respect existing administration structures, individual responsibilities. So for example, the cities might already have policies or responsibilities to make sure that they have sustainable consumption. We respect that. We do not want to interfere that. On the other hand, we want to assist the city. How can we bring the universities, bring the students to come in and help the cities, help the people who work within different departments to achieve a better consumption management? And element two, we want to create a genuine partnership with local governments. So this is something that we really want cities and universities across the world to have. And element three, intentionally aim at improving quality of life. At the end of the day, whatever project we are doing, we really, really want to improve the life of the people. Element four, we focus on community identified driven and evaluated contribution to the communities. From my own experience and also by talking to many people across the world, is seeing that a lot of projects initiated by, like the interest and the want of the lecturers, the researchers, which sometimes might not support or might not assist the cities or might not assist the communities. So instead, we really want to focus on what the city really want, what they really want us to help, what are some of the what are some of the evaluation they really need our help. We're working not just for, but not just in, but also with the community. This is something that is very important. Working using the EPIC models, I also work on other subjects like homelessness. We feel that by having students come into play, they really bridge the gap that the cities might have problem when talking to the communities. These are something that I really find useful about the EPIC models. University has many interesting courses. How can we make sure that these courses can use real life examples? How can we link the courses to the cities? Many students, we have a lot of students who are eager to work, who really like going out, who really loves helping the cities, and they really enjoy working for, like the place where they live. They want to improve their homes or the country, their cities. So these are some opportunities that we can use their willingness to help, willingness to work, to support. There are many disciplines in the universities, a lot that can contribute, and there are many students in one academic year, which also can help out as well. These are some of the members in the United States where the model originated. It first originated in the University of Oregon, working with the city of Eugene, and it's later on kind of encompass other cities in the state of Oregon, and it's expand to other universities and cities across the United States before eventually expand to Asia and Africa. So the EPIC Asia Pacific Partnership is a partnership, obviously, with many departments. So, for example, Ministry of the Environment, Government of Japan, Thriving Earth Exchange, Second Nature, UNEP, UNEP GAN, Global Adaptation Network, ICLEI, START, and UNFCCC. These are some of the big players who supported us throughout the years. And in the samples EPIC program, so one university obviously can work with multiple cities, and a cities can also work with multiple universities in order to, solve different kind of problems or try to work to help different group of people who live within the cities. I use the term cities quite loosely, but it can also mean district, sub-districts, cities, village, communities, or even department. So we also have a program who work with Ministry of Transport in Thailand, working with multiple cities as well. So these are something that we work on. And these are some of the members these are the members in Asia at the moment. So we have those in Thailand. We also have people in Vietnam, in Malaysia, currently in Malaysia, in Nepal, and just joined from Turkey as well. We also have in Indonesia, in the Philippines. So these are some of the countries that have already joined EPIC-N to be part of EPIC Asia. And comment after we have implemented the EPIC Asia, we feel that it support a lot of university because it's kickstart future collaboration. Some of the universities went to receive more grants from the government or from the research partner in order to expand more research and works. Also learning from other examples, something that a lot of cities seems to like. Seek opportunities for future collaboration. One of our Indonesian partner universities obviously receive more fundings from different sources after using the EPIC model to support people in the cities called Bandung in Indonesia. It's also approval from international organizations, especially UNEP, to make it easier to apply for more funding. And lastly, it's legitimized cities, universities work. So some of the work, and we actually have a city representative from Penang, for example. Penang also worked with cities such as University of Science Malaysia to solve the problems such as zero waste management by engaging students in public sector economics and tourism economy in order to increase awareness on zero waste lifestyle towards sustainable communities. So obviously the results such as community zero waste program, waste management and awareness, and also other knowledge relevant to waste management. Other program from Malaysia as well, University Kuala Lumpur, worked in the city called Alor Gajah in Malacca State. Also, this one tackled on wet market, confronting with waste management issues due to food supply chain inefficiency and consumer behaviors. So courses of students who engage in sampling environmental analysis and geographic information mapping contribute to this particular partnership. And the student was actually invited to speak with UNEP in an event called the Climate Week, which is a very important meeting will lead to the COP meeting. And the COP meeting in the previous year, obviously, we also contribute a little bit. 2 years ago, we also participate in the COP meeting, but that's what we read more on climate change related partnerships, not more on the sustainable consumptions. Also, another cities, Sultan Idris Education Universities partner with Sarabang Parai in Minang State as well. But this one is more on agriculture, which was trying to revitalize the cities in order to, increase urban farmings and trying to engage with also farmers. Students in system analysis design, human-computer interactions, development of mobile application, and also students who are working on their final year project can also contribute to this particular partnership. In Thailand, we also have students in urban environmental planning development courses, integrated science of built environment in Thammasat universities, working with Hat Yai cities. Hat Yai city basically want to increase green space, and it lacked the GIS information. So these students, they have to work on GIS information as part of their programs, as part of their thesis anyway. So they join force with the cities, which obviously this kind of collaboration benefit both the cities and the students. And the result, public green space database in Hat Yai municipality, and also secondary data related to public green space in Hat Yai. Another cities which can contribute to sustainable consumption is in Chiang Mai cities, where the lecturer need to teach students of how to analyze water quality anyway. So the student who go and collect the water samples from the canals around Chiang Mai cities, bring it back to the lab, analyze it, send the result to the city. The cities get the result from the student, used it as, like a guideline on how they can tackle the problems, tackle the impurities within the water, and also to, better manage the water quality within the cities. Technical report on water quality indicator from 4 corners of Chiang Mai Mode are some of the results that this partnership contributed to. And I'm going to pass the microphone to Ms. May to talk a little bit more about the EPIC Africa.
Thank you so much, Kay. And thanks everyone for joining us today. If you can, please just write in the chat who you are, where you're joining us from. And I think we can have an intervention, Kay, because we've been talking a lot, where we can ask for reflections at the end of my presentation. So as Kay introduced me, I'm Zime Murisa, and I am the EPIC Africa Regional Coordinator. And just as Kay said, you could move on to the next slides, Kay. Our network started in 2017 after 4 cities, that is Durban, Nairobi, Lusaka, and Blantyre were trained in Bonn, Germany. And after these successive trainings, we then had 2 more trainings in Africa. The first one was convened in Cape Town in November 2017, where we had a total of 20 city pairs. And when I say city pairs, it means one representative from a university and another representing the city, the local authority. And at this meeting, it was decided that we should then form the EPIC Africa Network. And currently we have 2 interim chairpersons from Durban and Lusaka. And this is because Durban and Lusaka were really, together with Nairobi, the pioneers of implementing the EPIC model in Africa. So they were advanced. And in the next set of training, which was done in Durban in 2020, we then had a lot of lessons from Durban and Lusaka because they had been at it for about 3 years. And they were able to share this time to 10 pairs of cities. about the work that they were doing, some of the challenges that they were facing and how they overcame them. And this is how our network has evolved. And currently we have those 10 that are showing on the screen. I would call these our active members. We do have more members, but these are the ones that currently have EPIC programs, or at least plans that are advanced going on. You can move on, Kay. So I just want to show you in terms of the picture where everybody is. These are some of our members on the continent so far. Some of them have received some grants from our partners, which is the Environmental Protection Agency of the US, as well as the National Science Foundation of the US. All these, of course, being handled in partnership with START International, which is a partner of EPIC Africa and Asia, and also EPIC Global, as well as UNEP GAN. Kay mentioned UNEP GAN, they are also a partner, and ICLEI and many others. So what I'm trying to say is, as many of you who would like to join the EPIC network, whether you are based in a university, policy center, city, you're part of a community, or you work with communities, are very welcome to work with us and join us. Let's move on, Kay. So I just want to quickly run through a few examples looking at our major theme, which is sustainable waste management and also responsible consumption. So we found that across the continent, waste management seems to be a very common issue and theme. And so using the EPIC model, a few of our cities are focusing on on waste management. And let's move on, Kay. I'm going to start off with Liberia in West Africa. This is Brewerville City in Monrovia. This is the local council. So the EPIC project and partners, they are working within that city to try and manage a very chronic waste issue, as Kay highlighted in his opening remarks. Issues to do with solid waste are very complex. They touch on public health, the environment, and even the economy to some extent. So that slide just shows some of the statistics from Brewerville in terms of the faculty at the University of Liberia, where they are working with. They have 15,000 students. And then in the particular EPIC project, they are working with 20 students, 10 undergraduates and 10 postgraduates, just to expose the students to the issues on the ground when it comes to waste management. These students have been able to go into the community. They've been able to roll out a survey, a very comprehensive survey, if I may say, that just picks up on opinions, current state and situational analysis when it comes to waste. They've also been able to manage to go do a deep dive on the typology of the waste. And a lot of the lessons that they are applying, they come from the city of Durban, which have had a very successful waste management community project, where working in an informal settlement that was besieged by flooding. Durban is exposed to flooding. And in that community, the EPIC project and the students were able to work with the community to be able to employ some of the communities, work with the community leaders, and be able to convert, first of all, identify, sort, and then convert some of the waste into useful products. And we are also fortunate that we have Sean and Smiso in the joining us, and they will be able to talk a little more about this. Let's move on. I then want to zero in on our second example, which is the city of Gaborone in Botswana. So they are working with the main university, that is the University of Botswana, in a partnership that is bringing students to the forefront when it comes to waste management challenges at national level. Just click Okay, so that we go to the next point. So there are two major let me say, issues or focus that they've been looking at. First of all, is the wastewater. So the sub things there is looking at the quality of the effluent, looking at how it affects downstream communities, for example, and some of the innovations that can come out of that. For example, using that wastewater for horticulture and landscaping. Botswana and Gaborone are very arid. In fact, I always call them a desert. And water management and conservation are very central. So using or irrigating using this effluent can be an innovation, but at the same time, there are concerns and issues around the quality of that water and how then it has a domino effect when it comes to things like food, if they're going to be using it. So they have discovered that there are antibiotics, there's a lot of antimicrobial resistance, issues to do with cyanobacterial blooms and toxins such as microcystin. Click, please, Kay. And so they have students that are currently looking at these issues. The other issue has to do with the sludge treatment. And as you know, methane emission is such a big issue. So there's a student who is looking at that, how much methane is being produced from the landfill, how much can be reused, recaptured, and things like that. Let's move on. So the second part of this project, you can click, looks at or zeroes in on antibiotics in wastewater, which is a huge public health concern, and they have found, their preliminary studies found that antibiotics are actually present in the raw sewage, they're present in the effluent, and they're also present in discharge that, which is 10 kilometers away from the discharge point. So that's a grave concern. And these students who are undergraduate students have begun these projects, and at the end of this particular cycle of the project, they will be able to come back to inform the city, the community about these effects, and then they will be able to come together with the community and co-produce solutions. Like we said, the EPIC model is really community-led, and it also fosters innovation in students. We can move on. And so those are the two examples. I do want to end with about two quotes. And this is from our quintessential EPIC coordinator in Gaborone. He reflected on the impact of the EPIC model to say that he thinks that it's the most impactful part of the tour that they did with the students, that they did two tours, the faculty, the city, together with the students, was how they were able to see on the ground real life experiences, how the communities are impacted. As often, a lot of faculty and teaching and learning happens within the classroom. And so the EPIC model goes beyond and makes it practical, exposes the students to real life issues on the ground. So the realization there was how people need to be protected and how the work they are doing is quite urgent and related to the city priorities. Let's move on. So another quotation, and then I'll hand over to our next speaker, who is Walia. I'll just say a few things about Walia before she comes on. She is, unlike most of our EPIC coordinators and those we work with, she is sitting in the city, Lusaka City. She's the Senior Community Development Officer, and she is one of the Community Science Fellows this year of the Thriving Earth Exchange. This is the AGU TEX program. And AGU and TEX are also partners of EPIC, and they also work within our continents. She has a very rich CV, but I do want to just zero in on community engagement and empowerment. Walia joined, I think it was in 2017, she can confirm, and she's been pushing for the city leadership to be involved with the EPIC project, and this has really proven useful for them, just so to keep the city leadership informed, interested, and even funding some of the efforts in Lusaka. And so she's been very instrumental. But as most cities and even universities, Lusaka faces a very high turnover. So, you know, there's always need for refresher courses, continuing to engage, it's particularly with leadership and technocrats. So let's move on, Kay, and then I'll hand over to Walia, but I do want to end with a quote from one of the city technocrats there who was trained in our training on the EPIC model in Durban 2022, Danny Chibinda. And he talks about how the EPIC model formalizes collaboration. So it's about partnerships and working with these partners, the city, the communities, and that's between the universities. But it doesn't just end there. It's about generating or co-generating and producing knowledge, and also making sure that the communities are involved, the students are involved, the municipalities are involved. So you can catch us on there, but Kay, just go back and leave that quotation there, and I will hand over to Walia, who's going to give us a presentation, or a talk rather, so we'll leave this slide on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. May. So before Walia kind of start her talk and presentation, so basically we also have two EPIC coordinator from one city in Lusaka and from university in Thailand as well. So as Ms. May has already introduced, we are going to have Walia to talk about the cities a little bit more. So Walia, if you are here, let me pass on the microphone to you.
Thank you, Kay. I'll turn on my camera and turn it off because of the internet. I don't want to disrupt it, but that's me. Thank you for the opportunity to speak and be part of this conference. I'll speak a little bit about what we've done so far. As Lusaka, we've, as Muzime has mentioned, we've had high turnover, and one of the strategies that we've used in order to keep everyone in the loop is to continue training and talking about the EPIC model. And for us, the EPIC model has worked well. We've been working with the University of Zambia, where we have my colleague, Dorothy, who's also in this meeting. I think I'll also give her an opportunity to speak. We've worked well with the University of Zambia, and we have an MOU with them. And the MOU has helped us provide solutions to some of the challenges that we're facing, and one of them, which is solid waste. So when I was looking at what Kay was presenting, I realized that we have almost a similar challenges. And solid waste has been a great challenge for the city. And in our way of addressing this challenge, we had to develop local area plans under the EPIC model with input from the University of Zambia, where we had Dr. Siami and Dorothy part of it. And in this process, it's a community-driven process. We're looking at how do we address issues that are affecting the communities and give solutions to them. And some of the issues that really came out were issues to do with solid waste. And solid waste was a challenge. And apart from solid waste, we also had people who have little or no access to proper water and sanitation. So we worked with the community to try and find solutions to it. And one of the ways that was done was we had focus group discussions with them. We had Transact worked with them. and also to link the solid waste challenge to also water insecurity. Right now, as I speak to you, I think we're just coming from a phase where we had a challenge as a city. We're facing cholera as an epidemic, and we had a number of deaths that were recorded. And these are mainly linked to issues to do with solid waste and people not having proper access to clean water and sanitation. Apart from that, under the EPIC model, we've been able to leverage on both human and financial resources, and that's both at community, university level, and city level, and city level. And through this model, we've seen capacities being built, even just for us who are the technocrats, where we are making decisions at city level that are research based, where we have data that is backing that decision that is being made. And this has been done through the students that have been attached or we've worked with as a city as well. And I think Dorothy sits in that position because she was part of the students that were attached to the EPIC model. And we've also been able to mobilize resources outside the EPIC by applying for different projects. And these projects also are community driven, and they've been able to address some of the issues that the city has been finding as a challenge. And just to mention that when we were doing the local area plans as a local authority, one of the key issues or issues that came out was that we had issues to do with junks, or what do you call it, drug abuse amongst the youths. So through that model, we've been able to, and that engagement, we've been able to also secure funding from Big Win, and they've funded the city about $5 million that will go towards early childhood development, so that we address those issues and they come out and we reduce the number of people that abusing drugs. And lastly, I want to also mention that we also worked, one of the other projects that we worked under the EPIC model was the Bloomberg Waste to Energy project, where we worked with the communities and co-created through a co-creation process. And in this process, we were using or turning the organic waste into liquid fertilizer that was supporting urban gardening. So for me, I think the EPIC N model is a great model. And if there are people out there, I would encourage more cities to be on board. That's why I can end my presentation, and I'll allow Dorothy to add to what I've said. Thank you.
Thank you, Varya, so much. And thank you for your presentation as well. As you suggested, I think Dorothy with us as well in the Zoom meeting room right now. Dorothy, would you like to add something to the audience?
Okay, she did say that she's on borrowed battery time with no power, so I'm not sure if she'll be able to join.
I see. That's fine. It's okay. But thank you so much. Also, thank you so much, Varya. Thank you, Ms. Sime, for the update as well. So I think Dorothy won't be able to speak.
Okay,
right
I think that's what I could speak if she's not able to.
Oh yeah, sure. Please. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think one of the other challenges that we've had is the turnover, like Muzime had mentioned. So, and also the change of government. So we constantly need to have trainings both at institutional and policy level, which is council level. And those are some of the challenges that we are dealing with. But now the START project will help us address that challenge. So thank you. This is where I end. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Muzime.
Thank you so much for being here with us as well. Thank you so much. And thank you so much. And that's some example of the cities in Africa, Lusaka, in Zambia, actually. So if you need further information, I think Ms. May has already typed the information in, you can contact us. For me in Asia and for Ms. May in Africa. We also have city university partners in Latin America and the Caribbean as well. But unfortunately, due to the time constraint, because I think it's really like very, very early in the morning for most of them. So that's why they couldn't join us today, but that's okay. You can always check for our works in the website that Ms. May has already provided in the chat as well. Before I pass on the microphone to our last speaker, which is the next speaker, let me recap very, very quickly regarding the EPIC model. So I would like to emphasize that this is not student labor for non-academic work. This is not consultant work, but community-led and student-focused and transdisciplinary. Perhaps the most comprehensive effort by universities to infuse in curricular sustainability and community outreach. And that's some of the comments we get. But just to emphasize that we do not want people to treat the student like consultants, because obviously they lack the qualifications, but we can see them as consultants. So, pre-consultant work, for instance, something like that. So high level takeaway, as I just mentioned, students work are pre-consultant, consultant work, scale down positive attention and excitement, break down silos and engage broad public, and we already seen examples, workforce development to local government, and it's scalable and supposed to be fun for all. And it should be based, and we really, really want it to be based on existing resources and administrative structures. The reason is very simple, so we do not step on anybody, or at the same time, we try to minimize the money we have to use in order for doing anything. The goal for EPIC model is we try to minimize the use of funding of money, or, if possible, no money involved at all. So some of the examples I already gave that can be done quite simply, where, students have to collect some data and it have to be done anyway as part of their curriculum. So that's something that we really, really want cities and university to delve into these possibilities and think of work that can be done together. And if you're interested to know more, or if you would like to join the network, we also have other examples on our website. You can check it from the epic.org, or you can connect with us through our emails. So I see there are also some of the participants from Bangladesh. We don't have any cities or universities members in Bangladesh yet, and we really love to hear from your examples, and we want to learn more about your work as well. So these are something that I would like to share. And again, I'm not sure whether it's because we also have another city's representative from Malaysia. I'm not sure whether he is still here, but I can ask him later on if he's still here. Oh, you're still here, Mr. Chiu Eng Seng. Because you also engage with the student and also with the EPIC model, so could you tell us a little bit, how do you feel, or what is your experience with?
We have the Green School program since the year 2010. And then one of the criteria is the conservation of resources, energy, water, recycling, composting, and urban farming together. And these are what we give award to the schools for their achievements. These are briefly the criteria. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And also thank you for your input as well. So Mr. Chiu has also been one of our engaged members, because obviously with Dr. Sharina in universities, Idris Education Universities, which is from Malaysia. Hopefully I can get to see you very, very soon in Malaysia. I definitely gonna let you know.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have our last speaker before I open the floor to everybody in case you have any questions. But feel free along our presentation, if you have any questions, feel free to write anything and we'll try to address that. We have the last speaker, Dr. Siriporn, with us today, and she's going to talk about her projects and her works as well as her programs in Thailand. She recently moved to the new university, so I also would be excited as well what she's going to be presenting to us. So Dr. Siriporn, if you are ready, are you?
Thank you.
Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Kay. Let me share my slide. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And thank you, Kay, and the EPIC Network that inviting me to share my experience and share about my work. As Kay said, in the previous, I worked at the Songkhla Ratchapat University in the south of Thailand, and now I moved to Sipakon University in Nakhon Pathom, it's next to Bangkok. And as I the environmental scientist, I'm the lecturer about the solid waste management. So since I work at the south of Thailand, I also do the project about the solid waste management. So now I will share some experience that I work with my recent university. And at first, as you know, that the SDG is very, very like related to the solid waste management. As you say this, I got this picture from, actually it's from SDG Move that Kay worked with. And you see that we can match solid waste management with every SDG target. Like in solid waste management, there's the job about the informal, especially for the informal sector. And it has a problem about the health, and also the in Thailand we have a lot of problem about the open burning and non-proper management. So it's affect the clean water, and also it's affect the climate action and life below water, and also life on land. So this thing that make people try to even for the government try to work to get the target about zero waste. And this is the picture that I took this picture by myself. And in Thailand, there's a lot of plastic waste. As you can see in this, it's a lot of plastic waste right now. In the past, there are like 60% of the organic waste or food waste, but now the plastic waste is increasing. And the comparison is keep increasing. And the plastic waste has a very big problem because like it's very hard to degrade. Actually, someone said like it can be degraded in 455 years. And for now, it's gonna be like the microplastic and also the marine debris. And Thailand is like we release a lot of plastic marine debris into the ocean. So the government really focus on this one. And you can see this is a landfill in, actually this one is in Samut Prakan, it's just next to Bangkok. We have the hill of the waste, and even at this landfill site, there is the incineration, but the generation of the waste is more than the capacity of incineration. So they still got this hill of the mountain of the solid waste. And also even at the coastal of Thailand, this one is in the Songkhla province, and it's near the attractive area that the people the tourism area that people just be there and sightseeing something, and you can see that it's a lot of plastic waste. And that's why Thailand, the government issued the Thailand roadmap on plastic waste management. They try to list, actually they set two targets. The first one is reduce and stop using the single-use plastic. I think you may know that the single-use plastic is like the plastic straw and the plastic bag. And they want to replace the single-use plastic with the environmental friendly products. And actually, it's kind of like bioplastic, but it still has some argument about bioplastic as well. And the second target is to get the 100% of target plastic waste to circular economy. It's like the 100% of plastic waste to be recycled. And in 2019, they stopped using plastic like at the capsule or the oxo plastic that just like degrade, not degrade, but just to be the microplastic. And also they stopped using the microbead in the cosmetic and medicine. And right now they try to stop using the plastic bag and foam food container, and also the plastic cup that is like the thick is less than 100 micron, and also the plastic straw. And now it's like they try to reduce and stop using other single-use plastic, but actually this target is not achieved. It's not success. They will still use the plastic straw, but they try to collect this plastic and try to promote the recycle of the plastic. And the phase 3 of the roadmap is will start about 2027 and try to reach the SDG target. And then belong to the roadmap, the Thailand Plastic Institute also has the roadmap of themselves on the plastic recycle. As you can see that on 2019, we have a lot of plastic pollution, and Thailand was ranked at the 6th largest source of plastic pollution in the world. That makes the Thai government really aware of this problem. And next year, the PPP plastic is like the public is work about the public, private, and government. The partnership is established to get the sustainable plastic and waste management. And then on 2019, the Rayong model is happened. It's the collaboration of the school, community, and government, and also the university to to manage the plastic waste. And then the ban import the plastic, because in the previous time, Thailand imports a lot of plastic waste from outside and to be recycled. But now it has a problem that if we import a lot, the plastic waste in Thailand will not be managed. So that stop the import the plastic scrap by 2025. And the plastic is, I think some of you may know that plastic is on the Basel Convention as well. And on 2021, the Kongtoi model is Kongtoi is located in Bangkok. They develop a comprehensive model of plastic waste management in urban community. Bangkok is really dense population and has a lot of waste and a lot of plastic waste, and it's caused a lot of problem. Oh, sorry. Thailand, as Kay said, that the government promote the BCD model. It's like bioeconomy, circular economy, and green economy. And to promote the plastic recycle is related to the circular economy. And on 2021, the Pathumwan is the district in Bangkok as well. They try to develop the model of plastic waste by business in inner city. It's like that. It's this collaboration with many departments though that located around Pathumwan, and they try to use like that has the plastic dump and try to promote, and some of department give the incentive to the people that bring the plastic waste there. And from this, because the Rayong model is work with the PTT, it's the big company that located in Rayong, and the PTT is expand the Rayong model to Nakhon Pathom, and it's called Lam Hoi. It's the district in Nakhon Pathom. So I will talk about the Lam Hoi model because I work with the Lam Hoi sub-district. And they set up the waste management community center at the Lam Hoi sub-district, and they have some kind of some information to the community how to separate the plastic, how to prepare the plastic waste, and what can be recycled and what is cannot recycle. As you can see in this picture, this is the process. Sorry, it's in Thai. I will explain it. That the plastic will go to the center, the community center, and then they will separate plastic to and also as recycle waste like glass and also like paper and metal. And then for the plastic, they will send it to the recycle company. It's called Envico. The Envico is a big recycle company, and they can recycle PET and also the HDPE. And for PET, you can recycle to be the food grade recycle PET. And at this is the picture of the center. And at the center, there has the machine that support by the PTT company. And they will separate the plastic like this. This one is the HDPE, and then we'll press it to this and we'll send it to the recycle facility. And they also set the target and give the information to the community that if the plastic like PET and PET and the HDPE can reduce or can be recycled, it will help like the cost for the plastic, the cost for the solid waste management, and also can reduce the greenhouse gas emission. This one has the new worker still. And from this, actually, my university, Sipakon University, is located in Nakhon Pathom, and Lamphoi is Nakhon Pathom as well. So we're meeting with the Lamphoi Community Waste Management Committee and also the city of Lamphoi, and they give us the issue that they told us that the city wants us, like the local university and students, to help them to promote to the public that to be like the recycle the plastic and also the separate the plastic and promote the good thing if they can separate the plastic waste and send it to the center and to be recycled. So we get the question from the city, and then I talk with my student, because I have the student that we're gonna do the student project to graduate, and we think, okay, we're gonna help the city. So we visit the Lamphoi Community Waste Management System, and we discuss with them what is the problem, and we also discuss with them that what they want from us, and also the detail of that. And they told that they want us to like the promoting the plastic recycle and to like make the people engage with this more and more. So and they want us to tell them about the public relation media. So we went there to collect the data and prepare for the public relation media. As you can see in this is the machine that they place the plastic bottle to be flat, and it will be held in the logistic, in the transportation. And then the student making the public relation media, and we use this media and also the engage with the community to make the community awareness of the plastic waste and also the solid waste problem, and also promote that at Lamphoi there is the Community Waste Management Center, and we will tell them about the profit that they will got if they bring the plastic waste to the center. And this is the infographic or the poster that students create, and this we send this to the city and the city will use this as the city will disperse this to the community and also the population. And as you can see in this, normally the people at the Lamphoi are the people that will relevant to the people who keen to separate the waste is the older people. Is the young generation. I did another research that, and we found the result that young generation is not really willing to separate the waste. They just because it's like the behavior. But for the older people, they're quite keen to separate the waste, but we have to tell them what the incentive, what they will got, what's something like this. So in this one, we visit the community and the student, talk with the community, and tell them about the how to separate the plastic waste, how to, and what they will got from that. And you can see that we got some plastic waste that they brought it to the center. And in the past, when I worked at the south of Thailand, I also did the I am a student, also did the project about the food waste. It's like in the south, there is a lot of agricultural, and there is the food waste on also the agricultural waste. So they try to use it to, we try to use it to make the, it's kind of the fertilizer, and they can use the fertilizer to plant the tea or to use to do the agriculture. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your very nice talk about obviously your programs, and also everybody. Actually, thank you so much for all your participation. I think Miss May would like to open, and Miss and I would like to open the floor in case anybody have further question regarding the model or would like to share anything. And I think she wanted to post some, open the floor for the comment, and she want to post a poll as well. So Miss May, are you with us? Yep.
Yes, thank you so much, Kay. And again, thanks to everyone who's presented so far and gave us insights into the work that they've been doing and the EPIC model. As Kay said, we do want to make this as interactive as possible. And we just open the floor. It's a very small group, so there's no need to put up hands. Let's have a discussion. And I've just posted in the chat, if you could check a link to Mentimeter with just a few questions to check the temperature around how you feel about this session and the EPIC model. But please feel free, let's discuss. There are a lot of people I can pick on here, but I would rather we all just reflect and comment and make additions. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Zimi. Can I go ahead?
Sure. Please introduce yourself.
This is Sean O'Donoghue from Durban. I'm one of the EPIC Africa Network chairs. And maybe just to sort of add a little bit more information to our activities, we've been fortunate to secure some funding from the United States Environmental Protection Agency to do another 4 training workshops in 4 African cities, 2 Southern African and 2 West African. The value of being able to go into cities and train them it provides a critical mass within that city, which helps prospective partnerships get going. So I think, firstly, just thanks to the United States, UNEP GAN, Global Adaptation Network, and US EPA, and also START for the support that they've provided the network, but also thanks to our trainee cities, people like Hillary, Masandire, Balia, and Dorothy, who are on the call today, who've been through this training and have used it to get their programs going. So it's been a really encouraging, and also SMISA as well, encouraging to see, us researchers and city officials being able to take this forward under a limited amount of funding. So well done. Thanks.
And Sean is very modest. He is one of the 2 interim chairs of our EPIC Africa network. He forgot to mention that.
Miss May, I think you would, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I see you pause, so I don't know whether you finished or you want to. Okay, so I think you want to ask everybody to engage in the Menti, am I right?
Yes, it's just a couple of questions about the session, but that can be done offline. Doesn't mean we stop talking. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe when I click on it, it asks for questions from the audience. So it doesn't have any questions about the session.
And I'm not sure whether anybody have further question from the audience. You can type or you can ask us at the moment as well.
Okay, so Sean was just pointing out that the Mentimeter is got questions from the audience and not about the session. Is that correct?
May I ask a question?
Yes.
If I can enter, okay. So, okay, my question is to you. So, as you have mentioned regarding the different waste management procedures through the EPIC networks through your presentation, so I am a little bit unclear regarding whether do you have any approach how to attain the 4R. The 4R means reduce, reuse, recycle, and restore of the waste. So what is your specific strategies to attain the 4R approach, whether there is any approach or not? This is my specific question to you. This is one. And another question is to Siripon. Do you have through your presentation, you said in the Thailand, you have different sorts of strategies to make the Thailand free from the plastics. So do you have any strategies, specific strategies sector-wise, how to make the ocean life or the marine life free from plastics? These two questions I have.
Right. So maybe I'm going to answer you a little bit first in our work on waste management directly, but I do get involved with some of the programs that work on management. So obviously, from my understanding and also from my own research question asking, you use 4R, we actually use 5R here in Thailand. So we have additional R, but I think in Malaysia, I think they use 3Rs. So there are many Rs. But from what I get from most people, the easiest one and the one that seems to work the best is reduce. So especially in Thailand in particular, I just speak to the owner of one of the buffet, because as we know, like buffet is the largest producer of food waste in among all the food industry. So they were saying that the easiest way and the thing that they can engage and they can do is to reduce the food waste by various means. But at the same time, they're also, trying to, maximize their profits. So, by reducing, making sure that people change their behavior to reduce is actually work the best. And when we delve a little bit further into reuse and recycle, it's going to be a bit more difficult. And a lot of the comments I receive from a lot of people that I work with, including Dr. Siripon right here as well, when we delve into reduce, we reduce the easiest. When we delve into reuse and recycle, obviously you need like incentives to make sure that people want to reuse or want to recycle, because without the incentive, a lot of question again will be like, why do we have to do it when we can just buy a new one? Or, this kind of thing. Recycle in particular, you ask people to do recycling, a lot of question and ask is, why do we have to do recycling? And for many things that are happening in at least in Asia, in Thailand, recycling actually costs more than buying a new one. So that doesn't really help in terms of, reducing the waste in the first place. So that's the approach for the 3R, 4R, 5R that you seems to ask me. The one that seems to work the most is reduce. Yeah. And I think for you, Dr. Siripon.
Yeah, for the question, actually Thailand, there is the department about the coastal that responsible to the ocean marine debris now, and they try to set up the monitoring program, and they try to publish the results from the public, because in the past nobody know about that, so they're not aware or they're not concerned about that. But trying to sorry. Sorry. Just a minute.
Okay, I think she has some interaction. 1 second.
Yeah, because of it's like it's turned off automatically. Oh, okay. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So now they try to publish the result, and also that in Thailand, there's the funding to give to the researcher to do to monitoring and also to survey like the microplastic in the marine, actually in the seafood. And if people know about that, and also about like the impact, the effect, the negative effect of the plastic waste to the marine life, and this help Thailand, like help people to aware of this. And actually before COVID, people very aware of this, and we reduce a lot of plastic waste at that time because of a lot of picture, a lot of media about the marine life that has the plastic waste inside is died from plastic waste in their stomach, or if the total that have the plastic waste in their nose, something like that. And Thailand, people in Thailand quite in that, and we're concerned about that. But for the COVID time, everything is changed because it's changed a lot. I think we use a lot of plastic waste, a lot of plastic compared to the previous of the COVID time. But now they try to actually there are many infographic and many news about the impact, about the negative impact of the plastic, and they try to promote the circular economy. And in the south of Thailand, which is the tourist area, is the ocean tourism area, and they are quite aware of this thing, because if there is the plastic waste in that, and also the scenery and the coral reef is destroyed, and it will affect their income. So this thing, like when I travel there, the guide, the tour is, they will collect their waste and take it back to the land. If they not leave the waste at the island. Yeah. They try to use a lot of strategy, but I cannot confirm to
Okay,
you
thank
that
you.
which
I understand.
one is.
Yes.
Just to add a little bit to Dr. Suri's point, also from my own experience as well. Before COVID, which is 2019, 2018, a lot of incentives, a lot of policies are being, rolled out in order to reduce plastic waste. But, COVID does not only change, like the healthcare
Right,
industry,
right.
it
Yeah.
also did a lot of
Yeah.
damage. So right now, if you come to Thailand, you will see it's the land of plastic. Even now, like even after the COVID restriction has been lifted, if you go to the restaurant, they still wrap like their spoon and forks in the plastic. You go everywhere, everything is in plastic again. A lot of department store giving you plastic. They even add even more plastics to make sure that it's safe. So, and right now when the government trying to make sure that people don't use plastic like pre-COVID time, it's proven to be even more difficult. I don't know whether you experience the same thing in your country, but that's our reality. So, we try to change and it seems to work because the plastic has reduced a lot, and then COVID came, and then, the habit doesn't change.
Yeah, as Kay said, pre-COVID time, the government said that the department will not give you free plastic bag. You have to pay if you want to get the plastic bag. You have to bring your own plastic. But for now, they give you the plastic bag already. So it's everything destroyed. So we have to build up again.
All right, thank you for the question, though. I think Hirali, you have any question or anything? Because Mr. May asked about the update about the Gamodubu landfill. Yes.
Okay, yes. Thank you both, Zime and UK. University of Botswana, which is where I am from, as Mzime mentioned, is working very closely with the City Council here in a partnership through EPIC. and focusing mainly on waste management. She made a presentation. In the presentation, she highlighted a lot more on wastewater and less on solid waste, which is where the Hamodubu landfill site is mainly a solid waste site. The opening slide on the presentation from Mzime did show a picture of the landfill. Massive site. It serves several councils, including the city council, which is the main producer of waste. The concerns are very interestingly similar across the globe from the example that we have had so far. The composition becoming more and more complex. And of course, as we advance in our technology, we are getting fancy waste, which unfortunately is also quite a challenge at the landfill. Recently, the landfill caught fire. Fires are not unusual at the land site. So right now, it's even not operating because of the fire. And they don't know yet what that could have been the cause of that. Could have been some of the methane or sparks from lightning, or it's not known yet what the cause might have been. So the challenges with waste management are quite immense. We have 6 undergraduate students who are carrying out projects on or around the waste management site, the solid waste management site, working on issues to do with the leachate from the landfill and its effects on various aspects, aquatic life, as well as vegetation around, and also a student working on heavy metals in groundwater, trying to check whether groundwater, which is a major source of water in Botswana, being added as Mzime mentioned. So groundwater is very, very critical resource in Botswana, and anything that threatens its quality is of course of massive concern, and hence our focus on heavy metals in the groundwater is part of the project. Recently, we got to know that the city council is a partner in Sweden, the city called Västerås, and they had a delegation coming to Botswana to meet with the council. It was their session, but fortunately, the council saw it fit to invite us as EPIC to participate in the meeting, which was in a way a recognition of the value they are seeing in our working with them. And quite interestingly, as I say, the solid waste challenges are pretty much similar globally. They have the same kind of issues in Sweden. The challenges or the differences, of course, the quality and quantity of waste. The more developed societies are, the more diverse and complex their waste type are. The less developed, maybe you are getting a lot more biodegradable waste. Interestingly, talking about plastic, the example from Thailand just said we have similar challenges here in Botswana. And now when you go shopping, they'll ask you, do you want a plastic bag? And then you pay for it. I don't know if that has reduced plastic use very much, because the cost is not that inhibitive. It's a very minimal cost. So people, oh yeah, yes, please. And so people will ask for a plastic to put one item, which they could easily carry in their hands. So I'm not too sure whether the charging for plastic is making much difference at the level that it is being charged. But all in all, other challenge that is mentioned by Bwalia, turnover, staff turnover is really but sometimes dampening progress. Mzime, you remember the guy that we had in 2022 in August, he left. The one who took over from him left end of last month. He was now very much, in tune. So we now have to re-engage with a new guy, hoping that he will understand and also have the same kind of zeal. So staff turnover in government institutions is quite a challenge for us as partners. The landfill remains our main focus right now, and we will continue to update EPIC-N on our progress, slow as it may be, but it's making some progress. If there are any questions, Mzime, that's the summary I can give you as of now. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Hilary. That's very helpful. You know, when you present on behalf of someone and then they are in the room, it's always helpful to hear it from the horse's mouth. Yeah. I also had asked Smiso if you are at liberty. Smiso is an environmental officer in the eThekwini or Durban municipality. And like Lusaka, they really were the forerunners, front runners. And Smiso, if you could just say a few words to us and share your experiences. Thanks.
Thanks, Mzime. I think you've introduced myself. I'm from the climate change department. So I work for the city of eThekwini as a climate change scientist. So we've been piloting EPIC for more than 5 years now. You know, we've been amongst ourselves with working closely with our local university, University of KwaZulu-Natal, and then we're quite lucky that between us and that local university, we got a good working relation. So it was quite easy for us. Unlike other cities, as you might have seen, that EPIC program is being pushed by the local university. But for us in Durban, it's mainly pushed by us, the city guys, you know. But again, for us, it was quite easy that there was there's this good working relations between ourselves, you know, the city and the local government. So we've been at first, you know, when we first piloted it with our partner university, we used different approaches. I remember at first we thought of giving students internship, they come and spend time with us within the local government setting, just for students to get a real life experience, you know, how we as city folks operate, you know, how do we respond in certain issues, but that was quite difficult if you look at the number of students. You know, if you've got 30 students, you know, to host them within your offices is quite cumbersome. So then we changed our approach, and then we said, no, let's look for another approach. You know, because at first, you know, we wanted to explore different avenues. And then I also need to highlight that it's a new approach, especially for most African cities, for most African cities, as well as our academic institutions. So it's quite difficult to know for some, both academics as well as officials, you know, to jump into the EPIC boat, you know, because, you know, it's, you know, to jump into the world of an unknown, you know, some people, they were quite reluctant, you know, but lucky enough for us, you know, we've got a positive response. You know, one professor took a risk and then they say, you know what, you'll run with this, and then if it fails, it fails. If it succeeds, then it's perfect. So we've been pushing it for more than 5 years, as I've indicated earlier, again, using different approaches. But again, I need to emphasize that for most African cities, in most cases, we are targeting the postgraduate students, you know, which is a bit different from what US guys are doing in terms of targeting the undergrad students. I'm not sure about Asia, but what I've picked up is that in most African cities, you know, we are mainly targeting the postgrad, you know, honors, masters. I'm yet to see PhD students being involved, but it's mainly around honors students as well as master students, you know, who they do the project which the city feels is important. So for us, you know, as I think because we've got a long history of implementing this, we've covered different issues, you know, from waste management to the impact of COVID into informal economy, looking at the relationship between the informal segment with the private sector, mainly the industries. I think last year we've got, I think, roughly 10 students who were targeting one informal segment, which is close to one of the biggest Toyota plants in Africa, because Toyota is it's the most important stakeholder that we have, the private sector, sorry, for the cities, just to get a perception, you know, just to check how is the relationship there. So we've managed to get 10 students. But what is positive for us in Durban, for this upcoming year, we've managed to secure funds, you know, to appoint a full-time EPIC coordinator who will be based at UKZN, because we felt that professor that took a risk and joined EPIC. We felt that there's too much on her plate, you know, to she's expected, to continue lecturing and run the model. We felt that it's unfair to her. So because we are having this ongoing partnership, research action partnership with our local university, we've set aside, under that partnership funds, to fund an EPIC coordinator. So we are in that process to appoint a full-time EPIC coordinator. I think Kay and Zime may recall, we appointed to Snow. I think you've met Snow, but Snow, it was on a bit of an entry-level post and then a part-time basis, but this time it's a full-time person, and then the post is graded a bit at a senior level, because the person will be expected to engage with academic leaders and trying to expand the program, because we feel that in the last 4 or 5 years, we've been mainly working with one school at University of KwaZulu-Natal. Then now we want to expand and include other disciplines, because that's how EPIC model it's all about. It's involve many schools as much as you can. And then for us within the city, we keep on engaging with different departments within the city, trying to get the support. So we are hoping that with us appointing an EPIC coordinator who would be seated at the partner academic institution will help us to expand, because that would be their key responsibility, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So we are hoping that after 3 years, we'll start to see the program expanding. And then who knows, the idea is that we might continue for us as a city putting funds, but again it will depend on that success, because after 2 years we'll evaluate, in terms of are we making any progress on this, are we using the funds for the city in a way that we are getting value for money or not. If we do receive good benefits, then we can motivate, to continue, because we feel that that's how it should be. And then who knows, we are hoping that through that engagement, our partner academic institute will absorb that post and then become embedded on the university structure, and then that will be a sustainability, because we cannot, maybe we can fund the post maybe for a few years, but it's not sustainable, because how cities are operate, sometimes they're told that there are no funds, so now we need something that is sustainable. So that's where we are, Zime, so I don't want to delve into what our students are busy doing now. I'm just trying to provide an overview of on the high level stuff, or on the plans that we are having for the city. But yeah, it's been interesting and challenging at the same time, considering that, we from the city trying to motivate the academics to expand, and then getting involved, So sometimes there's that, difficult. And then also what I've picked up is that the moment you engage with your academics from the side of local government, immediately they think that you are bringing in funding, and which is not the case. EPIC is not about funding. So the moment you tell them that no, I don't have funds, then you find that they start to drag their legs, because that's how things are. Once a city approaches a university, immediately in their minds they think that we are bringing in funds, but it's not the case with EPIC. But yeah, we're hoping that as time progresses, more academics will join, and then also our different departments will also support, and then maybe they can assist in terms of giving us some funds, because the work that has been done by students is the work that, the output would be used by them. So yeah, we are on that track at this stage. I'll stop them, Zim. And then I think Sean have left, and then even myself, I'm supposed to attend another meeting, but I will remain on this one because Sean will be representing our interested side. Thanks.
I think because of thank you so much, Smiso, and also thank you everybody. I think I'm really, really, really sorry to cut. I think it's a great conversation so far, and it's already 3:30. I think it's about time. But before we leave, let me kind of advertise a little bit very, very quickly before I hand back to Shamisa. So we are having normally every year you participate in the SRI the research, Sustainability Research Innovation Congress. This year it's going to be in Finland actually, but I might get it wrong. EPIC Network. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. We also at the SRI in Finland, but we are going to have the 2024 EPIC Network Conference as well. It's going to be hybrid in both in USA, it's in Illinois, but also it's going to be held online. We are going to have session for Africa. We're also going to have session for Africa as well, Africa, Asia, and I'm trying to engage people in Latin America to have a joint a joint presentation together as well in order to work together. And obviously this is our second year in Gobashona. So really, I think it's my third year actually, really great to be able to participate in this conference. We also have other members who are participated in other sessions as well, not just this sessions. So I know my colleague supported yesterday's session in UNEP as well. He's from Indonesia. And thank you so much, Chamrisa, and thank you so much for your email. Sometimes I'm very late in replying to your email. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Keith, for organizing such a very interactive and very excellent session. It was really interactive and full of thoughts, new approaches, new methods regarding the waste management and waste recycling. And it's really a crucial issue for not only Malaysia and Africa or Thailand. It actually a crucial issue for Bangladesh also. We are really struggling regarding the waste management process, especially in the metropolitan cities like Dhaka and Chittagong, which are the two most important cities in Bangladesh. However, now I want to request to all of you to kindly on your camera so that we can take a screenshot to memorize today's session. Please.
Can I request everybody to turn on your camera, please, if possible? Yeah. I don't know whether the rest of the people, maybe they're not here. All right, and thank you so much for being here. I think I'm gonna take 1, 2, 3. Maybe one more time. One second. One second. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much.
So lovely to meet all of you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you as well. Salam. See you next week. See you, everybody.
Bye.